All right, guys, check this out. Today, I'm going to show you a really cool new technology for a weight distribution hitch that came out by B&W that, to me, I think is really unique for a few reasons: adjustability and lightweight. This technology, if it works, and so far I've been impressed with it, I think is going to kind of change the game in the weight distribution hitches because of the ease of use, how lightweight it is. You're not lugging around some 150-pound tongue weight hitch. And most people don't have big 3/4 ton trucks. So if you have a 1/2 ton truck that's limited by payload, if something like this can work and you have multiple tow vehicles in your household, this is amazing. So let's do this. So if you recall, I was just towing this trailer about 3 weeks ago with our 24 F-150 Raptor R. And if you notice, the front of this tongue of the trailer is up pretty high versus the rear. But I'm going to show you what's so cool about the adjustability with the shank design on this thing, that I have this currently set up. I just towed from our house here, and I have to now drop the shank about 2 positions to get the trailer leveled. But I'm going to kind of show you how you would set the B&W Continuum weight distribution hitch up. First thing we're going to do is make sure the front to the rear of the trailer is perfectly parallel to the ground. We're going to get a measurement off the tongue of the trailer. Then we're going to make sure, per the directions of B&W, we're going to then set the ball to the correct height on the shank. And then we're going to play around with the FLAR settings. We're going to take a measurement on the front wheel, just the height, and then we're going to try to target. We're going to start with 50% of the weight reduction back on the front wheel. But I just did about 3 miles to get here, even not set up optimally, and this thing felt locked in. You can tell there's a little bit of a breeze today. I'm going to say we got about 15-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing crazy, but it is real-world scenario. So we'll do a drive review after this too. So I'm going to convert this thing over now and get this ready for this trailer. And I'm going to show you how easy this thing is to adjust. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a measurement from the tongue of the trailer, front to rear, and then we're going to see how far off we are. Let's see where we're at currently. We're sitting right about 25.25. Now let's go to the rear, about 21. So we're 4.25, about 4 inches high in the front. So we split the difference. That means we have to drop the tongue down about 2 inches, and it should be about level. So now I'll just show you how easy this is to work. I've already pulled this little knob right here. It takes your pressure off, so the weight distribution is doing nothing. Now what I'm going to do is just extend the hitch, and we're going to pull the ball off, drop this off completely off the hitch, and then we will adjust the position of the shank and get it all set up. Also, make sure when you disconnect your trailer to make sure that you've got chocks behind your wheels. Okay, so we got the truck disconnected from the trailer. Now, as you can see, it's super cattywampus. We're gonna get this trailer now setting level front to rear, and then we're gonna set our shank height. So let's do that. Okay, we're now 22.75 of the front of the trailer frame versus 22.75 in the rear of the trailer frame. Now we're going to take a measurement from the top of the ball, which is right at 22.25. Now look how far off we are. We're about 5 inches high, and this is what makes this setup best in class. One of the reasons I think it makes it best in class. So if we go off the directions, it talks about measurement A and measurement B. You take your measurement A right here, plus 2 inches, and subtract B. That's your number we're shooting for. We're at 22.25. Oh, we're actually all right. Actually, I'm gonna be able to go up one because we're at 23.25. We're gonna go up one more notch. I went down too far. Let's see what that measurement looks like now. 22.25 plus 2 be 20. That's about 24. We're about 24. So this is in the ideal position per the instructions to set our shank height. Look how awesome that is. I just love how easy this is. No special tools, no torque wrenches. Could tow with multiple vehicles really easily. Now we get to hook up the trailer now and set our weight distribution up. Now I'll put the weigh safe in, and I just actually had to put a new gauge in this recently because my gauge went bad. It's kind of interesting to make a repair kit, which is kind of nice, but also kind of a bummer that I already had to replace this. But this thing is a really great tool for connecting trailers. They're very helpful for setting up your payload in your trailer so your truck works correctly, especially if you're not going to have weight distribution. Just for science, I'll be real curious to see where this thing ends up settling in at for tongue weight. I sort of think I'm gonna be somewhere in the like 900-pound range. Also, it's the first time using the WeighSafe with the rebuild kit for the weigh scale. Still see we're going up. Wow, check that out. We're sitting at almost 1,200 pounds. What is that, 1,200 pounds of payload. That's a lot of weight. 3/4 ton can handle it no problem, but just kind of shows why you'd want weight distributions. I'll pull the WeighSafe hitch off now. So now we need to take a measurement from the ground to get an idea, just at 42.5. All right, we are off the ground. Now let's take a measurement and see where we're at as far as how much we lost. I think we were at 42.5 before, and that brought us up to about 43.25. So 3/4 of an inch up. So 3/4 of an inch, 42.25, I gotta go back and do some math, but we basically want to get half of that back. I'll do the math here in a second and we'll see where we need to get back to 50%, and we'll start from there. So here's where the fun comes now. Now, I wanna extend the hitch so we can connect this. So we wanna get this angle. The more you extend this, the easier it makes it to attach. So you'll see the angle, it's gonna be that much easier to connect. Now let's see if this slides in place. Boom, that's it. And that is all you gotta do now. Now, it's always a pretty good rule of thumb to crisscross your safety chains in case your trailer were to fall. It can fall in the cradle of your chains. Now another thing, and this is gonna be truck and trailer dependent, I've got my position on the lowest one, and I did this specifically is I want the most ground clearance. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna close this valve here. This will allow us to start setting up our weight distribution. Now we're gonna retract the jack. We got our safety chains and everything connected, and then we'll set up our weight distribution. There we go, fully disconnected. We got no pressure in here, okay? So let's just go take a measurement, just to confirm the measurement we took a minute ago. Yep, 43.25. So we wanna get 50% back on that. So we're gonna watch the weight distribution of the truck and watch the arms go up and then watch the transfer. And this hitch and the weight distribution thing is really cool. You just pull this arm over, make sure this is closed, push this little arm like this, push it. We're gonna start at around 1,000 PSI and take a measurement. And look at the angle changing. That's 700 PSI. 800, 9. So we're at 1,000 PSI right now. Let's go take a measurement. So we haven't really started much weight distribution yet. We're still at 43.25. You gotta keep putting a little more pressure on there. You can go up to 2,500 PSI. Okay, that's about 1,700 PSI. Let's see where we're at now. We got down about 1/4 of an inch. We're gonna add a little bit more pressure now. Okay, we're right at just shy of 2,000 PSI. Truck looks pretty level. Let's see where we're at in the front. We're now at about 42.75. So we have effectively split the difference, 50% of the FLAR. We can go more, but before I do that, I kind of want to go pull with the trailer and see how it feels. And we'll go do a drive review. Another thing that's kind of cool, they give you this like really nice little like waterproof little sleeve to keep all of your hitching information in. So kind of nice then if you're switching up different trailers and whatnot, you've always got this. So, all right, we found another flat spot of ground, and I just wanted to make sure front to rear, truck to trailer, everything looks good. It's seeming level, so all of our measurements look good. Okay, we're gonna turn our lights on. Got our Furrion system running here. Backup camera's going, nice. Got our TST 507. I really recommend this. I've tried about 3 different systems now for tire pressure monitoring. This has been my favorite because of how accurate it is. Showing temperature, it keeps scanning from tire to tire, checking temperature and PSI. I really like this system. You can plug it in, or right now I've got mine just set up cordless. I think both these two systems are really nice to have for towing. We got our exhaust brake on, trailer tow mode. We're just gonna do a real quick lap. I'm gonna be curious to see how the Cummins does on just a real quick loop. We'll see what fuel economy is. I'm gonna reset this. Boom, let's go. The B&W Continuum feels on the Cummins. I can tell you immediately coming from the Raptor R to this is a big improvement. No surprise, right? But this thing just feels solid. Here we are, 70 miles an hour, 1600 RPMs, no big deal. So I've got the FLAR set at 50%. So if I wanted, I could increase it and jump it to 75 and even up to 100%, but it feels fine. I don't notice any sway. I'm not getting anybody pulling on me from the side. Man, these roads in Michigan are terrible. The expansion joints just taking my breath away from the bumps in the road. I'll get in the middle lane now and we'll see how this thing feels. So far, I've not noticed any trailer pull or trailer suck. I'm not noticing anything like that. We've got about 15 to 20 mile per hour winds today, so that's nothing. But I think what's really cool about this B&W Continuum is it's lightweight, highly adjustable. The shank is adjustable. The weight distribution's adjustable. You could have multiple vehicles towing with one hitch. It's amazing. I mean, I've got 3 tow vehicles, one with the 2.5-inch hitch, one with the two with 2-inch receiver hitches, and they all work with the same shank and the same weight distribution hitch. So first impressions, hard to probably pick up the trees. We've got 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. I'm settled in about 70, 71 mile per hour. This thing feels rock solid. I've had semis go by me, trucks go by me, cars go by me. I'm not getting any pull, hands off the steering wheel right now. This thing feels good. I don't know how much we can contribute that to the truck or the hitch, but regardless, I'm impressed and I'm really happy. And I'm gonna show you guys one of the reasons why you buy a Cummins over a Power Stroke or Duramax right here. My foot is off the gas and I'm engine braking down right now. I've already lost, what, 7, 8 mile per hour now. You can kind of see the exhaust brake. Just incredible. So much stronger engine braking than any of my Duramaxes or my Power Strokes before. You could see it's like 60 horsepower, negative horsepower or whatever. Really good. I know some people are not a fan of this 68 RFE. Man, I've had over a dozen Ford 10-speeds. I think I've had one GM 10-speed, some GM 8-speed, 6-speeds. I'd say the biggest complaint with the Cummins 6-speed is it feels a little lethargic, but it always seems to shift. I've never had a shift flare. I've never had any issue where like it just felt off, where I have had those issues with several of the Ford 10-speeds and other 8 and 6-speed transmissions. So yes, it's not the sexiest, it's not the fastest, but of the trucks I've had, it feels like probably so far one of the better, smoother shifting transmissions. So we're gonna get back on the return side now. Just for perspective, the last video I did towing this trailer, I was getting oil temps at like 240 and I'm at 204 with the Cummins. So I don't know if there's any correlation there or not, looking at coolant temps and looking at oil temps, but I found it interesting regardless. All right, what'd we get? 9 miles per gallon. This is kind of a joke of a loop, guys, but I just at least wanted to show you the data. That's 50% better than we got with the Raptor R, but realistically, I bet this is gonna be an 11 to 12 mile per gallon towing truck with this trailer, because we were getting on and off the highway half of that trip. All right, now, besides adjustability, cool factor, lightweight, compact, just did a towing review. I didn't notice any issues. I thought this felt as good as or better than my WaySafe. I actually thought I got a little less tuck from when trailers and other vehicles went around me, and I thought it felt as solid as my buddy's Pro Pride. But now I'm gonna show you another real cool feature. One of the downsides to some of the friction style weight distribution hitches with the bars right here is you get a lot of creaking and groaning and noises, especially when you're backing a trailer in. I'm gonna mount my microphone right to the frame here, and I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna jackknife this trailer and make some different noise here, and we're gonna see if we hear any noises coming from this region. So we got the magnet on there. Now I'm gonna set up the camera and we're just gonna see if we hear any noise. All right, now we're gonna go do some jackknifing, and what we're looking for is, I got my microphone set up here. We're gonna listen to noises. This thing will pick up really quiet noises. I think we're gonna hear more from the motor, but I think this is another great benefit of not having a loud, squeaky, kind of obnoxious hitch. Let's try this. And for reference, we are fully jackknifed. This is about the max you're gonna get backing in. I'll be curious when I look back at this footage to see, does this hitch make much noise or is it pretty quiet? First little small drive review, feels good. I'm gonna be doing about a 500-mile pull here in about a week or so. I plan to take some more footage. I'm gonna play around with some of the different settings as far as how much pressure is in here. Right now, we're sitting about 1700 PSI. Now, I wanna talk about something specifically around the PSI. I've seen some people make comments online about the pressure setting on this thing is all over the map. It's actually not. It's when you are dipsing the road, either up or down, it puts more pressure in the system. And watch, I'm gonna prove this. I'm gonna jump up and down on the hitch, and you will see, you're gonna see it go up and down just a little bit. So now imagine you've got a big dip in the road, or you're pulling into a camp spot and you're putting more pressure in here. You're gonna put more or less pressure in that line. Every weight distribution hitch does this, but hitches with gauges like WaySafe and B&W, all they do is just make it transparent to people. So some people get a little nervous about that. That's normal. Every single hitch, the pressure changes on the bars and on the torsion based on the pitch of the vehicle and trailer. Nothing to worry about, that's just how they work. Other people had questions about how do you actually get sway control with this? Right here, this system right here is your friction for your sway control, so you don't need to have the bars that go down the side. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. I really like this B&W Continuum weight distribution hitch. I think it's really interesting technology. No one's really taken this approach before. People have tried chains, different types of connections like the Pro Pride and Hensley's, all great different ideas. Someone just came up with a different mousetrap. For me, what I like about this is lightweight and adjustability, made in the USA, and it looks to be a really great winner. If you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe and leave some comments down below. Thanks for watching.